Hey y'all, happy Monday. Welcome back to another fun and exciting week of 5th grade math. Y'all, I am so glad you're here. We are going to continue dividing decimals today, but before we do, I want to kick it off with a fun activity. So today's color is yellow. Just like our Trojans colors here at Good Little Middle are yellow and blue, today our color is yellow. I want you to take 7 minutes and find 25 yellow things wherever you are. So look around, see what you can find, but set a timer for 7 minutes. See how many yellow things you can find. I've got a yellow pen or yellow marker, yellow shirt, but that's just me right here. Take 7 minutes, set a timer for 7 minutes, and get ready to go. Find 25 yellow things. Once you found 25 yellow things or your 7 minutes has expired, come on back and we will talk about dividing decimals. Ready, set, go! Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here again. I hope you had a great time finding those 25 different yellow things. I would love to hear what the most interesting thing that you found that was yellow. The most interesting thing I found that was yellow was this fake banana. Definitely very yellow and definitely very fake. Not very good. All right, so today we are going to continue in our math endeavor of finding how to divide decimals. Before we begin that, I'm going to turn it on over here. Nope, wrong thing, wrong thing. Hey, oh, nope. Nope. Still no. Nope. Had it somewhere. Nope. Bear with me here. I had it pulled up here. That's almost it. See if I get rid of this. There we go. This will work. There we go. All right. Yeah, because that's not working. There we go. So here we are. Let's take a look over here. Oh, but we're in the wrong. Oh, no, that's not good. There we go. That's the one we want. Now you can see me. You can see this. And we're going to dive on in. So, as we start this morning, we are going to multiply and divide by powers of 10. So when we think powers of 10, we think 10. Well, first off, let's start with 1. 1 times 10 is 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, so on and so forth. And that's a throwback to, I think, last semester, where we were talking about multiplying and dividing by 10, 100, 1,000 in our place value chart. So you're going to want to start by drawing a place value chart that looks like mine. It goes from thousands to thousands. So pause our video here, pick it back up once you have your chart drawn, and I will give us your first number. All right, so our first number is going to be 6 and 5/10. So I'm going to write that 6 and 5/10. Now we want to first multiply that number, 6 and 5/10, by 10. 6 and 5/10 times 10. So when we multiply by 10, we need to move one place value over each time. So remember, we're going to multiply 6 and 5/10 by 10. So our 5 goes to our 1's place, and our 6 goes to our 10's place. So our answer is 65. Good. Sound good? Awesome. Oh, I should slide that over a little bit so you can see our equation there. There we go. All right, our next problem we are going to take on is going to use the same number. It is going to be 6 and 5/10. But this time we are going to multiply it by 100. 6 and 5/10. Remember, our decimal place is right there between the 1's place and the 10's place. I'll put our decimal place right there so we got it still. And we are going to this time multiply it by 100. So when we multiply a number by 100, it is going to move 2 places to the left. Each digit moves 2 place values to the left. So our 5 is going to go 1, 2. Our 6 is going to go 1, 2. Our 6 lands here in the hundreds place, and our 5 lands here in the tens place. Now our decimal is way back here after the ones place, so our answer can't just be 65. We must fill in this spot with a 0. So our answer is 650. All right. Now it's time to level up. I hope you're ready. We're going to take on this one right here. We are going to take on 3 895 thousandths times 100. So I'll set this up. 3 895 thousandths. Our decimal place, of course, is right here. I want you to give that a shot and multiply it by 100. Give this a shot. And make that a little darker so we can see the 9 and the 5. There we go. That's a little too dark there. There we go. And I should probably move that up a bit so it's not behind me. Give this a shot. Try it out. Let's take a look. If you need some more time, just pause this here and we'll dive back in together. But I'm going to go over this. If we're multiplying by 100, each digit in each place has moved 2 place values to the left. Okay. So just like we saw in 6 and 5 tenths times 100, each of those digits moved 2 places to the left. So we went from the ones place to the hundreds place because that is 2 places left. From the tens place to the tens place because that is 2 places left. So we're going to start with our 3. It's got to move 2 spots to the left. So our 3 lands in the hundreds place. Now there's 8 lands in the tens place because that is 2 places left. Our 9 was in the hundreds place. It now lands in the ones place, and I need to switch pens there. And our 5 was in the thousands place, and it has moved left 2 spaces and is now in the tenths place. Our decimal place is, of course, still between the ones place and the tenths place. So we'll put our decimal place between the 9 and the 5. So our answer is 389 and 5 tenths. Now we remember that our digits never changed as we tried different multiplication problems, and it would be the same for division going the other way. The digits never changed, just their place value changed when we were multiplying by powers of 10. Remember, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 are all powers of 10. That's where they have a 1 and zeros. No other digits, just ones and zeros. All right, so now we're going to take some time to get us ready to divide today and round a couple of numbers. So we're first going to just look at this top number. Our 6 385 thousandths. And I want us to first round this number to the nearest tenth. So think about what that number would be. Write it down on a piece of paper or your notebook. Round this number to the nearest tenth. And as you're doing that, I'm going to talk you through if you're struggling with how to do that. If you've got it, just check your work along with mine. So first, we've got to identify the tenths place. And we know that that tenths place is 1 spot to the right of the decimal place is where the 3 is. So this is the place that we are going to round to. When we're rounding, we're going to take our tenths place and look 1 place to the right. And 1 place to the right, we have that 8. Now we need to know whether that 3 stays the same or it changes to 1 number higher. 1 number higher than 3 is 4. So we need to know, hey, does that 3 remain a 3? Does it move to a 4? While looking at that 8, we ask ourselves, hey, is that 8 0 to 4 or is it 5 to 9? That 8 is between 5 and 9, so that means we're going to go up, 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 and make that 3 a 4. So our answer would be 6 4 tenths if we were rounding to the tenths place. Now we want to round this to the nearest hundredths place. So first we're going to look at the number in our hundredths place, and that is the 8. Then we're going to look at 1 spot to the right, and that is the 5. So we need to know whether that 8 is going to remain an 8 or go up to a 9. Well, we're going to look at that 5. That 5 is 5 or higher, so that means we're going to go up. That 8 is going to become a 9, so the nearest hundredths would be 6 39 hundredths. Awesome. I love it. Let's take a look at the second number here. 37 and 645 thousandths. And we are first going to round this to the nearest tenth. So we're looking at our tenths place. Is this going to remain a 6, or is it going to move to a 7? Well, let's look at our hundredths place here, this 4. This 4 is 0 to 4, 4 below. So the 6 is going to stay the same. So our answer is 37 and 6 tenths. But now let's round it to the nearest hundredth. And the hundredths place is this 4. So we need to figure out, is it going to stay a 4, or are we going to move it up to a 5? Again, we're trying to find the closest number looking at the thousandths place. In the thousandths place, we have a 5. And I remember 5 or above goes up. So we're going to make this 4 a 5. So our answer is 37 and 65 hundredths because we rounded to the hundredths place. Awesome. All right, so I want to run through some division facts real quick here before we get started. First, what is 14 divided by 2? 14 ones divided by 2 is absolutely 7. Now we have 1 and 4 tenths, or 14 tenths. 14 tenths divided by 2 is exactly 7 tenths. And here we have 14 hundredths divided by 2. And 14 hundredths divided by 2 is going to be 7 hundredths. Okay, this sounds familiar. Let's move down to our 24s divided by 3. 24 divided by 3 is going to be 8, right? Awesome. Then we have 24 tenths divided by 8. 24 tenths divided by 3 is 8 tenths. Because 24 is our basic fact. 24 divided by 3 is our basic fact equals 8. But now we have 24 tenths, and 24 tenths divided by 3 is 8. What? 8 tenths. Absolutely. Down here we've got 24 hundredths. 24 hundredths divided by 3 is 8 hundredths. Because 24 divided by 3 is our same basic fact. It's 8. 8 what? 8 hundredths. All right. Awesome. If you have a question about this, please let me know. I'm happy to help you out. So up next, we've got our application problem. And I want to know if I have a bag of potato chips that contains 96 hundredths grams of sodium, which is salt, and if I split the bag into 8 equal servings, how many grams of salt will be in each serving? Okay, so I'm going to read that one more time. If we have 96 hundredths grams of salt in a bag of chips, and we split that bag into 8 equal servings, how many grams of salt is in each serving? All right, solve this problem, and then join me for part 2 below. So once you're done with this problem, jump into our part 2 video as we start getting into our dividing decimals with the remainders today. I'll see y'all in just a bit for part 2. Bye, y'all.